everybody, welcome. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And we are going to be kicking in with the genealogy of Noah's sons and the Tower of Babel. So let's get into it. This is going to be a good read. Sorry I didn't come out. I think I was tired. And these are the names of the sons of Noah: Japheth, Ham, and Shem. And the children were born to them after the flood, for they had taken wives before the flood. These are the sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tabal, Meshach, and Tias, 7 sons. And the son of Gomer was Ashkenaz, Rephaim, and Teramal. And the son of Magog was Elishapha and Labal. The son of Madai was Akon, Zilion, Shaphan, and Lot. Okay. Lot. This might not be the same Lot, but that's his nephew. Right, nephew. Right. So Lot had to come from Shem. And the son of Javan was Elisha, Tarsus, Kittim, that's Rome, and Dulidim. The son of Debal was Ephraim, Kissi, Terah. The son of Misha was Dion, Zephram, Shabashna. The son of Tyrus was Ben, Jim, Babla, and Gilead. These are the sons of Japheth according to their families, and their numbers in those days were about 460 men. And these are the sons of Ham: Cush, Mizraim, meaning Egypt, Put, and Canaan. 4 sons. And the sons of Cush was Seba, Hilvia, Sibatah, Ramah, and Satasha. And the sons of Ramah was Sheba and Dedan. The son of Mizraim was Lud, Ephraim, Pathros, Chaslot, and Chapter. We're going to call his name Chapter. The son of Put were Gabal, Hadan, Benay, Adan. The son of Canaan was Zidon, Heath, Hamor, Gerjigash, Hiphash, Arki, Sin, Ardi, Ziminadi, and Shemad. The sons of Ham, according to their families and their number in those days, were about 730 men. These are the sons of Shem: Elam, Eshar, Arpachshad, Lud, and Aram, 5 sons. And the sons of Emar were Shushan, Mushlah, and Hurimon. And the sons of Ashar were Murdus and Mokil. The son of Archidaz was Shemek, Arkan, and Ashkad. The sons of Lud was Pethor by Zadon. The son of Ariam was Uz, Chu, Gather, and Mash. The sons of Shem, according to their families and their numbers in those days, were about 300 men. These are the generation of Shem. Shem begat Arshad, and Arshad was Shimnan, and Sheabah Eber, and Eber was born 2 children. The name of one was Pegleg, for in his days the sons of men were divided, in the latter days the earth was divided. The name of the second was Hokitan, meaning that in his days the lives of the son of man were diminished and lessened. The sons of Otad was Alamadad, Shemnek, look at this damn name, Shai, Zar, Moveth, Isid, Urak, um, Hadom, Oziel, um, Diglad, Obal, Ammon, Sheba, Ophir, Hebron, and Jabal. All these are the sons of Otad. And Peleg, his brother, begat Yen. Yen begat Sharab. Urab was Nahor. Nahor begat Terah. And Terah was 38 years old. And he begat Haran and Nahor. And Cush, the son of Ham, the son of Noah, took a wife in those days in his old age. And she bare the son. And they called his name Nimrod, saying at this time the son of man again began to rebel and transgress God. And the child grew up, and his father loved him exceedingly, for he was the son of his old age. So Nimrod's father is Cush. Okay. Y'all know Nimrod, right? Suramparamis, right? Okay. Cush. I smoke that great Cushion applesauce. Okay. Let me stop before I get demonetized. And the garments of skin which God made for Adam and his wife when they went out of the garden were given to Cush. Okay. It says after the death of Adam, his wife, the garment was given to Enoch, the son of Jared. When Enoch was taken up to God, he given them to Methuselah, his son. And at the death Methuselah, Noah took them and brought them to the ark, and they were with him until he went out the ark. And in their going, Ham stole those garments from Noah his son, his father, and took them and hid them from his brother. And when Ham begat his firstborn Cush, he gave him the garments in secret, and they were with Cush many days. Cush also concealed them from his sons and brothers. When Cush had begotten Nimrod, he gave him those garments through his love for him. And Nimrod grew up, and when he was 20 years old, he put on those garments. And Nimrod became strong when he put on the garments, and God gave him might and strength. And he was a mighty hunter in the earth. Yea, he was a mighty hunter in the field, and he hunted the animals and built altars. He offered upon them the animals before the Lord. Is it just me, or was Nimrod righteous? And Nimrod strengthened himself, and he rose up from among his brethren, and he fought the battle of his brethren against all their enemies round about. And the Lord delivered all the enemies of his brethren in his hand, and God prospered him from time to time in his battle, and he reigned upon the earth. Therefore, it became current in those days when a man ushered forth those that he had trained up for battle. He would say to them, like God did to Nimrod, who was a mighty hunter in the earth and who succeeded in battle that prevailed against his brethren, that he delivered them from the hands of their enemies. So may God strengthen us and deliver us this day. When Nimrod was 40 years old at that time, there was a war between his brethren and the children of Japheth, so that they were in the power of their enemies. And Nimrod went forth at that time. He summoned all the sons of Cush and their family, about 460 men. And he hired also from some of his friends and acquaintances about 80 men and gave them their hire. He went with them to battle. When he was on the road, Nimrod strengthened the hearts of the people that went with him. And he said to them, do not fear, neither be disarmed, for all our garments will be delivered into our hands, and you may do with them as you please. All the men that went were about 500, and they fought against their enemies, and they destroyed them and subdued them. And Nimrod placed standing officers over them in their respective places. And he took some of his children as security. They were all servants to Nimrod and to his brethren. And Nimrod, all the people that were with him, turned houseward. And when Nimrod had joyfully returned from battle after being after conquering his enemies, all his brethren, together with those who knew him before, assembled to make him king over them. And they placed a regional crown upon his head. And he set over his subjects, people, prince, judges, and rulers, as is the custom amongst kings. Custom amongst kings. He placed Terah, the son of Nimhor, the prince of his host, and he dignified him and elevated him over all his princes. While he was reigning according to his heart's desire, after having conquered all his enemies around, he advised with his counselors to build a city for his palace, and they did so. And God found a large valley opposite to the east, and they built him a large, extensive city. And Nimrod called his name of the city that he built Shinar, for the Lord had vehemently shaken his enemies and destroyed them. And Nimrod dwelt in Shinar, and he reigned secretly, and he fought with his enemies, and he subdued them. And he, Lord have mercy, the stories are true. And he prospered in all his battles, and his kingdom became very great. Oh, hell to the no, bye-bye. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, Lord. I just said it, but somebody said, Father, take me now. Oh, Lord. And all nations and tongues heard of his fame, and they gathered themselves to him, and they bowed down to the earth, and they brought him offerings, and he became their Lord and King, and they all dwelt with him in the city at Shinar. And Nimrod reigned in the earth over all the sons of Noah, and they were all under his power and counsel. All the earth was one tongue and words of unity. Not unity. Unison. But Nimrod did not go in the way of the Lord. He was more wicked than all the men that were before him, from the days of the flood until those days. Oh, there you go. He made gods of wood and stone, and he bowed down to them, and he rebelled against the Lord, and taught all his subjects and the peoples of earth his wicked ways. And Mardon, his son, were more wicked than his father. Who in the hell is Mardon? Oh, Lord have mercy. And everyone that heard of the acts of Mardon, the son of Nimrod, was saying concerning him, from the wicked goes forth wickedness. Therefore it becomes a proverb in the whole earth, saying, from wickedness go forth wickedness. It was current in the words of man from that time to this. And Terah, the son of Nimhor, prince of Nimrod host, was in those days very great in sight of the king and his subject. And the king and princes loved him, and they elevate him very high. And Terah, took a wife, and her name was Motho, the daughter of Conaboth, and the wife of Terah conceived and bare him a son in those days. Terah was 70 years old when he begat him, and so I called the name of his son that was born to him Abram, because the king has raised him up in those days and dignified him above all his princes that were with him. Chapter 8. It was in the night that Abram was born that all the servants of Terah, all the wise men of Nimrod and his congeners came and ate and drank in the house of Terah, and they rejoiced with him on that night. And when all the wise men and congeners went out from the house of Terah, they lifted up their eyes towards heaven that night to look at the stars, and they saw, and behold, one very large star come from the east and ran in the heavens and swallowed up four stars from four sides of the heavens. All the wise men of the king and Capernaum was knowledge at the sight that the sages understood this matter, and they knew it important. And they said to each other, "This is the token the child has been born to Terah this night, who grew up, be fruitful and multiply, and possess all the earth. He and his children forever, and he and his seed will slay great kings and inherit their land." Right. And the wise men Kajor went home that night, and in the morning all these wise men and Kajor rose up early and assembled in an appointed house. They spoke and said to each other, "Behold, the sight that we saw last night is hidden from the king. It has not been made known to him. And should this thing get known to the king in the latter days, he will say to us, Why have you concealed this matter from me? And then we shall all suffer death. Therefore now let us go and tell the king the sight which we saw and the interpretation thereof, that we shall then remain clear." And they did so, and they all went to the king and bowed down to him to the ground. And they said, "May the king live, may the king live. We heard that the son was born to Terah, the son of Nahor, the prince of thy host. And we yesterday came to his house, and we ate and drank and rejoiced with him that night. And when thy servant went out from the house of Torah to go to our respective houses to abide there for the night, we lifted up our head to the heavens. We saw a great star coming from the east, and the same star ran with great speed and swallowed up four great stars from the four sides of the heavens. And thy servant were acknowledged at the sight which we saw, and were greatly terrified, and we made our judgment upon the sight, and knew by our wisdom the proper interpretation thereof, that this thing applies to the child that is born to Terah, who will grow up and multiply greatly and become powerful, and kill all kings of the earth and inherit all their lands, he and his seed forever. Mm. And now, our Lord and King, behold, we have truly acquainted thee with what we have seen and concerning this child. If it seemed good to the king to give his father's value for this child, we will slay him before he shall grow up, increase in the land, and his evil increase against us, that we and our children perish through his evil. What the fuck? So you trying to tell me that he is calling this Abram evil, and he's evil? Y'all, don't you know that verse said, "Woe to them that call good evil and evil good"? That's what I'm getting. Are you serious? And the king heard these words, and they seemed good in his sight. And he sent and called for Terah, and Terah came before the king. And the king said to him, "I have told that a son was yesternight born to thee, and after this manner was observed in the heavens at his birth. And now therefore give me the child, and that we may slay him before his evil springs up against us, and I'll give thee for his value." Oh my God. That house full of silver and gold. And Terah answered the king, said, "My lord the king, I have heard thy words, and thy servant shall do all that the king desires." What the hell? "But, my lord the king, I will tell thee what happened to me yesterday, that I may see whether rise the king will give his servant. Then I will answer the king upon what has just spoken." And the king said, "Speak." And Terah said to the king, "Amon, someone came to me yesterday, saying, Give unto me the great and beautiful horse that the king gave thee, and I will give thee silver and gold and straw and provide for his value. And I said to him, wait till I see the king concerning thy words. Behold, whatever the king says, I will do. It says, and this is deception here. And now, my lord and king, behold, I have made this thing known to thee, and the vice which my king will give unto his son that I will do. And the king heard the word of Torah, and his anger was king, and he considered him in the light of a fool. And the king answered Terah and said to him, art thou so silly, ignorant, or deficient in understanding to do this thing, to give thy beautiful horse for silver and gold, or even for straw, and a provincial altar so short of silver and gold, that thou should do this thing, because thou cannot obtain straw and provender to feed thy horse? And what is silver and gold to thee, or straw and provender, that thou should give away that fine horse which I gave thee, like which there is none to be had on the earth? The king left off speaking to her instantly and said, like unto this has the king spoken to his servant. I beseech thee, my lord and king, what is this which thou didst say unto me, saying, give thy son that we may slay him, and I will give thee silver and gold for his value. What shall I do with the silver and gold after the death of my son? Who shall inherit me? Surely then at my death the silver and gold will return to my king who gave it. Ooh, good job. It says, and when the king heard the words of Torah and the parable which he brought concerning the king, it grieved him greatly, and he was vexed at this thing, and his anger burned within him. And Terah saw that the anger of the king was kindled against him, and he answered the king, saying, all that I have is in the king's power, whatever the king desires to do to his servant, that he let him do, yea, even my son. He is in the king's power without value in exchange, and he and his two brothers that are older than he. And the king said to Terah, no, but I will purchase thy youngest son for a price. And Terah answered the king, saying, I beseech thee, my lord and king, to let thy servant speak a word before thee, and let the king hear the word of his servant. Terah, let my king give me 3 days of time till I consider this matter within myself and consult with my family concerning the words of my king. And he pressed the king greatly to agree to this. And the king hearkened to Terah, and he did so. He gave him 3 days' time, and Terah went out from the king's presence, and he came home to his family and spoke to them all the words of the king, and the people were greatly afraid. And it was in the 3 days that the king sent to Terah, saying, send me thy son for a price, as I spoke to thee. And shouldest thou not do this, I will send and slay all thou hast in thy house, so that thou shalt not even have a dog remaining. And Terah hastened as the thing was urgent from the king, and he took a child from one of his servants, which his handmaid had born to him that day. And Terah brought the child to the king and received value for him. No, that was some funny shit. Oh, Lord. Here, that's my son. I'm weak as fuck. And the Lord was with Terah in this matter, that Nimrod did not cause Abram, that when the king took the child from Terah with all his might, dashed his head to the ground, for he thought it had been Abram. And this was concealed from him from that day. It was forgotten by the king, as it was the one of provisions not to suffer Abram's death. And Terah took Abram his son secretly together with his mother and theirs, and he concealed them in the cave and brought them their provisions monthly. Look at him, a good man. The hell. And the Lord was with Abram in his uh cave, and gave up Abram was and Abram was in the cave 10 years. And the king and the princes and soothsayers said that the king has killed Abram. Dumb man. Oh, we did a motherfucker. That was some funny ass shit. I'm taking the picture. Right, take the picture. The hell. Chapter 9. And Aaron, the son of Terah, Aaron's oldest brother, took a wife in those days. Aaron was 39 years old when he took her, and the wife Herod conceived and bare a son. They called his name Lot. There we go. Okay, so we got two Lots. Okay. And she conceived again, bare the daughter. She called her name uh Milcah, and Milcah, and she again conceived, bare the daughter, and she called her Sarah. Haran was 40 years old when he begat Sarah, which was in the 10 years of the life of Aram. In those days, Aram and his mother and nurse went out from the cave as the king and his as the king and his son had forgotten the affair of Aram. Abram. And Abram came out from the cave. He went to Noah and his son Shem, and he remained with them to learn the instructions of the Lord and his ways. No man knew where Abram was, and Abram served Noah and Shem his son for a long time. Abram was in Noah's house 39 years, and Abram knew the Lord from 3 years old. And he went in the way of the Lord until the day of his death, as Noah and his son Shem had taught him. All the sons of the earth in those days greatly transgressed against the Lord, and they rebelled against him. They served other gods, and they forgot the Lord who had created them in the earth. And the inhabitants of the earth made unto themselves at that time every man his god. Gods of wood and stone, which could neither speak, hear, nor deliver, and the sons of men served them, and they became their gods. You know what I'm thinking, everybody? I'm thinking that these guys that we have now with these difficult names and shit, what if these asses are human? Some of them probably actually fallen angels, right? Fallen angels is actually human. This is bullshit and confusion. And the king and all his servants in Terah with all his household were then the first of those that served gods of wood and stone. And this is what I'm talking about. In Terah, 12 gods of large size made of wood and stone after 12 months of the year. And he served each one monthly. And every month Terah would bring his meat offering and drink offering to his gods. Thus did Terah all the days. At that and all that generation were wicked in the sight of the Lord. And they thus made every man his god, but they forsook the Lord who created them. And there was not a man found in those days in the whole earth who knew the Lord from the. You think this is what's talking about in Psalms? Right. For they served each man his own God, except Noah and his household. All those who were under his counsel knew the Lord in those days. Abram, the son of Terah, was waxing great in those days in the house of Noah, and no man knew it. And the Lord was with him. And the Lord gave Abram an understanding heart, and he knew all the works that generation was vain, that all their gods was vain and were of no avail. And Abram saw the sun shining upon the earth. And Abram said to himself, surely now the sun that shines upon the earth is God, and him will I serve. I know you fucking lying. Give me my notebook right now. Let me take a picture of this bullshit right now. Let's see. Book of Jasher, chapter 9, verses 14. Look at this bullshit right now. The hell? To be honest, we're going to put the sun. What the hell? But this is not to make fun, but because some people said that like there are two suns. How about two moons? Nah, there's only one. Hold up. Maybe two moons. What the hell? you fucking lie. This is some bullshit. You better shut up. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. And said within himself, sure, this cannot be God. Oh. Oh, wait, I didn't read the chapter 14. And Abram served the sun in that day and prayed to him. And when evening came, the sun set as usual. And Abram said within himself, sure, this cannot be God. Oh, so he got into sun worship for a minute. Okay. Well, we erase that, the hill. No, we get elaboration. And Abram continued to speak within himself. Who is he who made the heavens and the earth? Who created upon the earth? Where is he? Right. Where is he? Oh, I know where he at. The hill. At night darkened over him. He lifted up his eyes towards the west, the north, the south, and the east, and saw that the sun has vanished from the earth, and the day became dark. And Abram saw the stars, the moon before him, and said, surely this is the God who created the whole earth as well as man. It says, behold, these his servants are gods around him. And Abram said the moon and prayed to it all that night. And in the morning when it was light, the sun shone upon the earth as usual. Abram saw all the things that the Lord God had made upon the earth. And Abram said unto himself, sure, these are not gods, that God made the earth and all mankind, but these are the servants of God. And Abram remained in the house of Noah, and there knew the Lord in his way. He served the Lord all the days of their life. After that generation forgot the Lord and served other gods of wood and stone, and rebelled all their days. King Nimrod reigned securely, and all the earth was under his control. All the earth was one tongue and word of unison. It says, all the prince of Nimrod and his great men took counsel together, put Mizraim and Cush and Canaan with their families, said to each other, come, let us build ourselves. Here's the part. Here's my favorite part. Here God about to fuck shit up. 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 Hey, go God. Go God. Okay, come. Let us build ourselves a city, and in it a strong tower, and its top reaches heaven, and we will make ourselves famous, so that we may reign upon the whole world, in order that evil of our enemies may cease from us, that we may reign mightily over them, that we may not become scattered over the earth on the account of their wars. God's petty ass. I cannot wait. This is good. This is good as hell. And they all went before the king, and they told the king these words, and the king agreed with them in this affair and did so. And all the families consisted of 600,000 men, and they went to seek an extensive piece of ground to build the city and the tower. And they sought in the whole earth, and they found none like one valley at the east of the land of Shinar, about 2 days walk. And they journeyed there, and they dwelled there, and they began to make bricks, build fires to build the city and tower that they had imagined to complete. Here we go. I cannot wait for this. I can't wait for God. The petty ass. And the building of the tower was unto a transgression in the sand. They began to build it, and while they were building against the Lord God of heaven, they imagined in their hearts to war against him and to ascend into heaven. Look at this bullshit right here. And all these people, all the family, divided themselves in 3 parts. The first said, we will ascend into heaven and fight against him. The second said, we will ascend into heaven and place our own gods there and serve them. And the third part said, we will ascend into heaven and smite him with bows and spears. And God knew all their works and all their evil thoughts, and they saw that he saw the city and the tower which they were building. What do you do, baby? And so when they were building, they built themselves a great city and very high and strong tower on account of its height. The mortar and the bricks did not reach the builders, and they ascended to it until those who went up had a complete full year. And after that, they reached to the builders and gave them the mortar and the bricks. Thus was done daily. And behold, these ascended, others descended the whole day. If a brick shall fall from their hands and get broken, they will all weep over it. If a man fell and died, none of them will look at him. Lord have mercy. And the Lord knew their thoughts. They came to pass when they were building. They cast the arrows towards the heavens, and all the arrows fell upon them. Wait. And the Lord knew their thoughts, and it came to pass when they were building. They cast the arrows towards the heavens, and all the arrows fell upon them, filled with blood. And when they saw them, they said to each other, "Sure, we have slain all those that are in heaven." But this into verse 30. For this was from the Lord in order to cause them to err, in order to destroy them from off the face of the ground. So God said, get the blood, get the blood. Where did this blood come from, y'all? This had to come from himself. Drain his blood. He killed himself. Drain all of his blood. He's a spirit. I have no blood. I can't stand that. And they and they built a tower in the city, and they did this thing daily until many days and years would elapse. And God said to 70 angels who stood furthermost before him, to those who were near to him, saying, "Come, let us descend and confuse their tongues, that one man shall not understand the language of his neighbor." And they did so unto them. Look at God's sweet act. He said, "You want to come up to me? I'm going to come down to you and fuck shit up like I meant to do. And I am God supreme. Hey, da 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 da. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up." I can't stand that. And from that day following, they forgot each man his neighbor, his tongue. Bye bye. Neighbor's tongue, and they could not understand to speak in one tongue. When the builder took from the hand of his lime or stone, which he did not order, the builder would cast it away and throw it upon his man that he would die. I hate you, bro. And then so many days they killed many of them in this manner. Oh my god. Oh my god. And the Lord spoke three divisions that were there, and he punished them according to their works and design. And those who said, "We will ascend to heaven," so our God became like apes and elephants. And those who said, "Who will smite the heaven with arrows," the Lord killed them. Oh, damn. One man threw the hands of his neighbor, and the third division of those who said, "We will send to him," fight against him. The Lord scattered them throughout the earth. And those who was left amongst them, when they knew and understood the evil which was coming upon them, they forsook the building. They also became scattered upon the face of the earth. Lord have mercy. He did fuck shit up. And they ceased building the city and the tower. Therefore he called the place Babel, the hell. For there the Lord confounded the language of the whole earth. Behold, it was at the east of the land Shinir. And as to the tower which the sons of men built, the earth opened its mouth and swallowed up one part thereof, and the fire also descended from heaven and burnt another third, and the other is left to this day, and it is of that part which was aloof, and its circumference is a 3-day walk. And men of the sons of men died in that tower, a people without number. Excuse me. That thing India did, that was funny as shit. I got to reread that, and it's just so funny. So I just want to get y'all a thing with saying, repent and turn to the Lord. And let me put this up. Please be advised, all general comments are accepted. If you disagree with something that I teach, that is fine. You have the right to comment about it, but make sure you cite your source. Any source, make sure you cite your source. Or if you give me. I'm gonna make sure I make a new one. If you want to screenshot me something, send it to my Instagram, Isis I'm Perfect. Yeah. Or you can send it to my Snapchat, and that's Crazy Buns. Crazy is CrazyBuns. But if you attack me outside of personal levels and childish behavior, you will be blocked and you'll get read the fuck out. I'm gonna put you on blast. So everybody, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I see you next time. Bye bye.